Again, Mayor and City Council, Elizabeth Teeters for the record. So I'm back up here to talk about a proposed inducement resolution for an industrial revenue bond for Endurance Technologies. So before I get to the actual business itself, I want to walk you through what an IRB is. So it is an economic development tool available to counties and municipalities. It's a tax abatement with a maximum term of 30 years. This tax abatement can be in the form of a property tax exemption, gross receipts tax, and/or compensating tax exemption on qualified purchases, or an exemption of bond interest from the New Mexico income taxation. So what is an IRB? It's only projects can be financed, so that could be land, buildings, equipment, or improvements. But it is important to note that per the IRB state statute, it is prohibits municipalities and counties from using any of their own resources to pay debt services. The bonds are payable solely from lease revenues paid by project companies, and the municipality cannot operate the IRB project being financed. So how it works. The real and/or personal property is conveyed from project company to the IRB issuer, which in this case is the City of Las Cruces. The issuer leases the project back to the company for the term of the bonds under an industrial revenue bond lease. The company acquires and makes purchases as agents of the city using non-taxable transaction certificates to obtain gross receipts tax abatement on eligible purchases, and the issuer transfers the project back to the company at the bond maturity date. There are 2 steps to the adoption process. We're here today for step 1. So the project company submits an application to the Economic Development Department to review, and then we do the inducement resolution. It is adopted by City Council. It indicates the intent to issue IRBs for a project. The city gives notice to County Commission and County Assessor at least 30 days prior to consideration of the IRB ordinance, which is the next step. And it allows the project company to begin making purchases using the non-taxable transaction certificates. Now, the second is the ordinance itself. So a published notice of intention to consider the ordinance in the newspaper is out at least 14 days prior to the ordinance consideration. The ordinance itself is adopted by City Council. It authorizes issuance of the IRB. It approves primary bond documents and terms included in the pilot payments, so the payment in lieu of taxes. Notice of adoption of the IRB ordinance published in newspaper and transactions can close 30 days after the publication. So a little bit on the business now. We have known this business as Project Ironman for the last 6 to 9 months, but it is actually Endurance Technologies. It is a Canadian steel pipe and manufacturing company. They service the oil and gas industries, and they have been in business for 30 years. They are seeking a new manufacturing facility to expand production capabilities into the U.S. They have done a multi-state search to find this new production facility. They expect to hire 41 new jobs with an average wage of about $58,000. And the capital investment actually now is around $17 million. And they're potentially purchasing an existing current vacant building in the industrial park. It is the only current vacant building at the industrial park, and it hasn't been on the market for very long. So this proposed resolution, it expresses the council's intent to issue the bonds. It induces Endurance Technologies to move to the industrial park, and it shows the city is supporting the expansion and the 41 new jobs. It allows Endurance Technologies to apply for the tax-exempt certificate so they can begin purchasing equipment while waiting for the ordinance to be approved. And I know there's a lot more to IRBs than just this. So our IRB council is here, Ms. Catherine McKinney from Modrel. The IRB council from that's with Endurance is here, Eddie Duff.
They are from Las Cruces, that they're from the area, that they're not being brought in from wherever else they're from.
Yes, I will see if Jeff wants to come up and talk about the hires.
Amazing, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor and councilors and councilor supporters, Jeff Pachura, President and CEO of Endurance Technologies. So the property that we're looking at in the industrial park is vacant. It's about 45,000 square foot, and it sits on 15 acres. 7 acres are developed, i.e. paved, that have the building. and then 8 acres is still raw land. So it gives us expansion capabilities. The jobs we listed are 41. We envision starting with 25 in the first year of operations. That'll be partway in 2026. So there's going to be a lot of investment in upgrading the property to allow us to do our process. So the 41 staff, we're looking local. There could be training in Canada. There could be Canadians coming here to train employees. But we feel we'll start with 25 and build to 41 in a 3-year period.
Thank you. I appreciate you answering my question.
All right.
And